So hey guys, I have noticed that a lot of people have been liking my videos and watching my videos that don't really know me all that well. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a little bit longer. Just really going back in time and going through my road so far up till today. So I hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned. Where should I start? Let's start in 8th grade. 8th grade was kind of a big year for me. It was the year that I started to go to church. It was also the year that I got ran over by a truck and gave my life to Jesus. From then on, all the way through high school, I started to learn how to play guitar and started leading worship for youth groups and meeting some lifelong friends. After high school, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, so I just began to work. And I worked and I moved, and then I moved again and I moved again. And over the next 7 years, I worked so many different jobs and I moved over 30 times. Yes, you heard that right, over 30 times. And I don't mean from neighborhood to neighborhood. I mean, I packed up, moved to a different state, and I just picked a spot on the map and I went. And that was 7 years of my life. So back in early 2010, I met a woman named Lindsay who I didn't realize but would change my life completely for the better. I sent her a wink. She sent a wink back on christianmingle.com. We started Facebooking. We started talking. Fell absolutely in love with her. I talked to her dad and asked if it was okay if I asked her to marry me, where he said, sure. Now we're married and we immediately hit the road and we moved to Texas to be near my friend who just celebrated their 12-year anniversary. Congratulations to you guys. They were a couple of years ahead of us, so any questions that I had, we had somebody that we could go to. Not long after we were married and living in Texas, and we have the talk, the kids talk, the children talk. And I told her that once we started to seriously think about having children, I would give her 5 years in Ohio, 5, because that's where her family is from. That's where she lived her whole life. Now fast forward a year and a half, and we are having that talk. We are actually pregnant with our first son, Levi. So we pack up and we move to Ohio, where we would stay for the next 5 years. So here we are now in Ohio, a place that I've never been before, just working and trying to make ends meet. The church that we were attending asked me to come on board as their worship leader and was going to pay me, which was going fantastic. And they encouraged us to buy a home closer to where the church was, and we did. We got a mortgage, we bought a home in Ohio, and then the church decided that they couldn't pay me what they had promised, but if I continued to do extra things that they could make up for that. And it got to the point to where they really burned me out and they crushed me. So I end up going back to work, and my wife and I start going to this small church called Victory in Tip City, Ohio, and it was engaging. And the pastor had almost 500 people at his church, and he knew 500 people at his church, which blew my mind how personal he was. He was able to keep track of every person in his church, and not in an overbearing way, but in a godly, I care for you kind of way. So we started going to this church, and eventually they asked me to come on staff, and I didn't really trust it because I'd been burned before. So I struggled with it, and he was so patient with me. I continued to work second and third jobs and eased into the position that he was wanting me to do. I learned so much at this church. This man was the man who taught me how to enjoy the moment. He was able to show me and remind me that there can be joy in every moment. You just have to look for it. So for that, I say thank you, Pastor Andy Warren. You seriously changed my life. Now here I am, a worship leader and a youth director at a church that was just thriving and growing and is continuing to grow today. But 5 years came and 5 years went, and I was ready to go, but she was not. I'm having to struggle with bitterness towards her and resentment because I thought I kept my word, you should keep your word. Now, I'm not saying that I was the best at being patient and understanding, because I wasn't. I had a hard time and I struggled. But once you get married, listen to me, once you get married, your spouse is all that matters. That is it. So after almost 7 years, she agrees to move down to Central Florida. And there was quite a few hoops to jump through, but we made the move, we made the jump. I'm now working at a church down here in Central Florida, leading worship, being the youth pastor, and working at one of the most magical places on earth. So that's it. Now you, my friends, are all caught up with who I am. So where are we going from here? Well, it's my heart that I continue to do this YouTube channel and just share simple truths with you, because I'm a simple guy. I love Jesus. I accepted him into my life. I believe that the Bible is truth, and that if you follow its instructions, you will find happiness and you will find joy in every single moment. Hey, thanks for watching this video all the way till the end. I know it was a long one, but you made it through and you're incredible. Thank you so much for your support. And if you want to continue to follow this journey, please don't forget to hit that subscribe and that notification bell. And if you want to show support, you can always give via GoFundMe or Venmo or PayPal, however you feel led. And once again, live your moment. I know I'm living mine. Look at this background. Incredible. I will see you next time. Peace.